Add the chicken, chopped onion, salt, and poultry seasoning, and put it on low. This is the bag of the chicken breast tenderloins that I put in the slow cooker this morning. I put them in at 7. It's now, well, I got home at 3, and they are just breaking apart just using this spoon. So you don't have to chop raw meat. You can prepare chicken and freeze some of it for another meal. It's already cooked, it's already cut up. So I've taken all the chicken out of the crock pot. I saved as much of the broth as I could because it's very tasty. Make sure your slow cooker's off and go ahead and unplug it as well, just to make sure. So tonight we're going to make Vietnamese soup. It's spelled pho. I think it's pronounced pho. Excuse my pronunciation. From which I've read, you can use any protein you like. We'll be using our chicken. To start the soup, we're going to add chicken broth. I bought the family size box, and it is 6 servings. Let's see, serving size a cup, so there's 6 cups. So I'm going to put those into the pan. I've made this once or twice. It's really good. Traditionally, from what I can read, because I Google things, I don't know everything. Obviously, I don't. It's made with rice noodles. And so as this is a budget cooking channel, we're going to use ramen. Rice noodles are about $4 or $5. These were 30 cents each, so I bought 4. I'm not going to use the packet of flavoring that comes in it, just the noodles. I've decided to add a cup of water. To this broth, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Let's go for a teaspoon of soy sauce. And it called for fresh ginger, which not surprisingly our local store did not have any. I think a teaspoon of that will be fine. Almost went for a tablespoon, but I'm not sure about that. I think a teaspoon might be just right. I'm not going to put any salt right now because chicken broth has salt already. And as I've explained before, you can always add more salt, but you can't take it out. So we'll give that a taste test after it's boiled. From what I've read, the main part of this soup are the toppings you decide to put on. I bought a fresh bunch of cilantro. I've washed it already, so I'm going to chop it up. I don't chop like a fancy chef. I wish I did, but I don't. All that's important is it gets chopped. And you don't have to put cilantro. I've put radishes before, some Thai pepper, sliced fresh pepper, bean sprouts. I like the bean sprouts, honestly. Lime slices, those are good. I've never made it with chicken before. I've made it with beef. But beef seems to be very expensive these days, so chicken's still pretty affordable. Next, I'm going to chop some green onions. They were washed as well. I do try to, or my whole idea is to try to minimize chopping for recipes or for the meals, because some people have physical limitations that make chopping difficult. But one good thing is your local stores, they have a wide variety of pre-chopped items. So don't ever think that that has to stop you from cooking. You can buy things pre-chopped or canned. A lot of potatoes, vegetables. You know, I buy frozen chopped peppers. They even sell frozen chopped onions. So even if you have physical limitations that make chopping food difficult, you can still cook. And I also wanted to say that you do not necessarily have to cook chicken. You can use canned chicken. They even sell chicken in a pouch if using a can opener is difficult. So there's ways around. If you have any questions, I can try and answer them. If you leave a comment, we'll do our best to figure it out together. Because we have to be here for each other. This channel, we're here for each other. I'm going to thinly slice some red bell pepper for color. I know I mentioned the freezer section before, having pre-chopped items, but I know the deli section in our local store does as well. I think they do try and make things easy for people. So I did get a few pre-chopped items. I did get a jar of pre-sliced jalapeno peppers. And I did buy a can of bean sprouts. A dented can. That's what they sent. My husband picked up the order. I tried to buy fresh. They were out of a lot of fresh things. I don't know if their truck didn't come in. But these are nice and crunchy. I've used them before. They're just fine. So as you can see, our noodles are boiling nicely. They're nice and soft. I do want to try a little bit of the broth. Let that cool for a minute before I try it. So turn that down. I'm going to turn that down about halfway. I also want to see if I'm going to add another cup of water so we have more broth. Well, the broth is really good, and I don't want to add more water. So I'm going to add some of the cooked chicken now. Add some of this chicken broth from our cooked chicken. It already has flavoring in it. So I just put, I'd say about 4 cups of cooked chicken in here. So while that's simmering, I just want to tell you that you can freeze some of this chicken. You can separate it into 2 separate freezer bags and make sure to write what it is on the freezer bag. It may be the date too. And you could freeze it kind of flat in case you have limited freezer space. So that'll make, I say that's another 2 meals right there. I almost forgot my favorite part. I'm sure there's no sticker on it. Some lime wedges. Squeeze it right over your soup. We'll open the jar of jalapenos. You don't have to put this on top if you don't want to. Open up our can of bean sprouts. I'm going to drain these. I decided to drain the bean sprouts, but I'm not going to lie, it was not easy getting them out of the can, but here they are. So from what I've read about this soup, this is what makes your soup shine, is what you decide to put on top. So let's put some bean sprouts up on top. If you don't like any of this stuff, go ahead and do your own research and see what else people put in there, and you can pick what you like. But this bean sprouts give it a nice crunch. A few jalapeno peppers for some spice. If you don't like spice, that is fine. You don't have to have it. A little bit of cilantro for some color. Some green onions. Some red pepper for color. You could add some sriracha sauce on top. And there is our pho. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Vietnamese soup.